Well, I hope you're having a good morning out there, West Michigan, and thanks for watching 13 Plus. This video here shot by our own photojournalist Doug Grevious. This was yesterday evening over Muskegon Lake. Storms rolled through. They packed a lot of picturesque views, but not a lot of punch across the region. Thankfully, we really lucked out in that department. Again, thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens. We'll have more photos in just a moment, but today, no storms in our forecast. We are looking much calmer as we head through today, but by the end of the weekend, we could be seeing views like what we saw yesterday once again, but this time with some more bite as we head towards Sunday. I want to run through a couple of photos you guys have sent us over the last 24 hours. Beautiful shots. Chris got this picture in Muskegon, another wide view from Justin in Fruitport with that view there. You can see just how dry the clouds were. Barbara got this picture from Allendale right underneath the line coming through and no rain hitting the ground. Beautiful view there of some white caps with the storm from Maya in Minart Park. And then this view here from Kale in Pure Marquette showing the storms coming through. Another round of photos from Christopher in Muskegon. Gorgeous view there of the shelf cloud. Chris got this picture from White River Township. Muskegon and Michael with this picture of the clouds out over the water. Barbara, different Barbara this time from Grand Haven, showing that shelf cloud moving through. And then one more photo from Terry, again showing beautiful view there of that shelf cloud moving over the sand. We'll wrap things up here with a video time-lapse showing just how impressive this line looked. Lexi got this video near Muskegon. Again, a lot of bark to the storm last night, but not a lot of bite as it had mostly dried on out. Of course, if you take any weather photos, you can always send them to me on social media. Meteorologist Michael Behrens on Facebook and at Mike Behrens WX on Twitter and on Instagram. We always love to show those here on air and online. The storms last night, like we said, came through with an impressive look, but not a lot of rain. The highest rainfall report was in Mears at about 1¼ inches of rainfall. After that, totals fell off pretty quickly, and by the time we got to Muskegon, barely even 1/10 of an inch of rain fell from those clouds, and we're going to stay on the dry side as we head into this Friday. That's why 13 WEATHERBALL, well, if you can see it through the sun, is lit up in green as no change is foreseen.
The 13 WEATHERBALL is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
And speaking of no change, we're mild already this morning, just past 8 o'clock. Temperatures in the mid-60s across the region. The dew points were still up as well. Humidity around this morning, but as we work our way into Friday afternoon, humidity will be going down. In fact, dew point levels throughout the day today will drop down into the 50s as we work our way through this afternoon. We got to get there first, though. We're expecting the humidity to stick around through the morning hours. Your day planner showing plenty of sunshine out there, mostly sunny skies with haze throughout the day today. We'll peak temperatures around 85 this afternoon before cloud cover increases as we head through tomorrow. Tonight, partly cloudy, still hazy, 62. Tomorrow up to 84, hazy and warm, but not humid. Just a little bit of dew point humidity in the air tomorrow. The real humidity won't show back up again until we head towards Sunday. Speaking of dry weather, radar quiet today, should stay quiet until that system toward our southwest starts to lift to the north as we head into this weekend. As it does, again, it could bring us a threat for some strong storms. So let's go ahead and track things hour by hour. Through the rest of the day today, nothing but a couple passing clouds here in West Michigan. A very quiet Friday to get out and enjoy. If you're heading to the concert for Coast Guard in Grand Haven tonight, no problems with that. As we head into the weekend, though, we start to change things up a bit. Getting into Saturday morning, we turn mostly cloudy across the region, though we stay dry throughout the day on Saturday. Starts to change, though, as we head into Saturday night. Rain from the south starts to push closer and closer, moving in by Sunday. As we head into the afternoon hours Sunday, showers and storms, some of them could be on the strong to severe side, so you want to stay weather aware. We already have the outlook in place from Grand Rapids toward about Grand Haven and to the south. Level 2 out of 5 risk for Sunday. Everyone else under level 1 out of 5. We're going to be watching this pretty carefully over the next 48 hours to see how things change as we get closer to Sunday. But again, make sure you have a way to get weather information as we head through the weekend. When it comes to temperatures today, though, before the rain gets here this weekend, we have 80s to mid-80s on the lakeshore with hazy sunshine in place. We'll be in the low to mid-80s for our northern zones as well, with temperatures that'll be right around mid-80s from Grand Rapids down to Kalamazoo. 13 on your side, 10-day outlook. Temperatures stay in the mid-80s all the way through Sunday when those storms move in. It'll drop temperatures to the 70s with continued rainfall as we head into Monday. We'll warm back up by the midweek, but another round of storms comes through late Wednesday and into early Thursday. Drops temperatures back to the 70s by early next weekend with a couple more scattered chances for rain as we round out the forecast.
The 13 on your side beach and boating forecast. Sponsored by AAC Credit Union.
And now it's time for your beach and boating forecast. Conditions will deteriorate some as we head throughout the day today. Waves building to as high as 4 feet by late this afternoon. That'll prompt beach hazard statements and small craft advisories to round out the day today. So if you want to head to the water, go ahead and do it earlier in the day. That's going to be the best time to make it out. If you do make it out early, look for continued mild water temperatures. Water's in the low to mid 70s all across the West Michigan shoreline. And continuing coverage today of the SS Badger, now sidelined for the rest of the season. Ludington city leaders say it's still too soon to know what kind of impact its sudden shutdown will have on tourism. The ferry's ramp failed last month and will take months to replace. The executive director of the Ludington Area Convention and Visitors Bureau says not having the SS Badger service will impact people traveling to and from Ludington.
We are grateful that we got a strong start to the season. They start their sailing season mid-May, and so to get close, good solid 2 months under their belt, we're grateful for having them underway for that portion of time.
Now, if you did have a trip booked, the company is giving refunds. Just call them or visit their website. Also on Lake Michigan, the U.S. Coast Guard will continue cleanup efforts in the lake after a diesel fuel spill from a freighter near Manistee Tuesday afternoon. Crew members from the ship called the Manitowoc reported a breach hole in the vessel, and since then the Coast Guard helicopters have been observing a red sheen near where the breach happened, 1.5 nautical miles offshore. We're told the ship no longer is leaking fuel and there are not expected to be any impacts to the drinking water, but the spill is expected to affect wild animals in the area.
There will be wildlife impact depending on the water columns as it dissipates through and evaporates through the environment. And we're in close consultation with our state and local representatives to ensure that if there are any reports of wildlife, that we have a plan in order to attack and respond to those reports.
People are asked not to go near the affected area or help any impacted wildlife on their own. Volunteers and local organizations partnered this week in Osceola County to remove rock dams from an important waterway in the area. The project involved volunteers moving these rock dams away by hand and was meant to get rid of aging and failing dams in the city of Evert in order to allow a more natural flow on the Muskegon River. 13 on your sides, Josh Albertus reports.
The mighty Muskegon River, 219 miles long and running throughout West Michigan. Despite its size, the river still depends on smaller waterways to feed into it, waterways like Twin Creek in the city of Evert.
There's 60 plus tributaries like Twin Creek all along the way that contribute really cold water to the Muskegon, which allows a wider variety of fish populations to occur.
But for local wildlife and the water flow, Twin Creek has a few problems, 11 to be exact. Rock dams that are failing and eroding the creek while still stopping fish and water from moving freely. A project taken up on Thursday aimed to change that.
The amazing thing about removing simple rock dams is trout show up within moments, within minutes, hours. And you can actually see it when you're working in the creek.
The Muskegon River Watershed Assembly partnering with multiple organizations and volunteers from local businesses to remove the dams by hand. Aside from local eco-benefits, organizers saying the project could also improve safety and community life.
They cause a lot of erosional and depositional problems. The water's going to get around them somehow, and by doing that, they eat into the banks collapse. So it was a pretty cool project. We've heard from local residents now. They've been able to fish on some of the bridges, like right downtown the city of Everett, where they hadn't seen fish there in a long time.
A community coming together to do what they can to help all those along Twin Creek and the mighty Muskegon, one boulder at a time.
This project is tangible, you know, it's something that we can get done. So a lot of dam removal projects are years in the making. This has real benefits. It's community driven and it makes a real big difference.
Josh Albertus, 13 on your side.
Now you're up to date with the latest forecast and some environmental news from around the state of Michigan. You can always find more online at 13onyourside.com or by downloading the 13 on Your Side news and weather apps. For now though, thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.